Hi dear friends, in this lesson let's talk a little bit about the famous section of IELTS speaking. We will have several lessons dedicated to this. This is the first lesson, and actually it will be about the first part of this speaking, which is actually not this part 1, but actually let's call it part 0, an administrative part, and I will explain what I mean just in 1 minute. Before going into details, let me remind you please that I am an efficient and effective tutor of Duolingo, IELTS, TOEFL. So if you need urgent assistance in your preparation to IELTS, for example, like in this case, please, you're welcome to drop me a line to my email or to my WhatsApp, Telegram. I always put my contact details here or here. We will see. Also, I have created a special video course for Duolingo self-preparation, DET self-preparation, called DET with flying colors. It includes 81 video lessons so far. If Duolingo adds some new tasks, of course there will be more, and each lesson lasts about 50 minutes, so we have 75 plus hours of tuition for you. This course helps guys to prepare to DET on your own, absolutely, or to improve your performance, to raise your score if you have some problems, if you cannot reach what you're worthy of. Of course, in future, I believe I will create such courses for IELTS too. Okay, now let's proceed to the very lesson. It will be quite short today because I want to remind you about some important psychological maybe detail which some of you don't know, and as a result you may lose some, let's call it like micro point, maybe not 2 points of course for your speaking, because the examiner is not allowed, it's forbidden them to do so. However, speaking is subjective, you know. I have witnessed it tens, maybe hundreds of times, that plus minus half a point you can gain or lose because of some psychological interaction with your examiner, maybe up to 1 point. Okay, so part 0, as I told you, means that you come into the room and the examiner says hi. You know, I don't know exactly how he or she will greet you. Let's say hi, and then take your seat, something like that, and then they ask you, how can I call you? Yeah, or how may I call you? So instead of saying you can call me Mary, a lot of guys, being very excited, will shout, will shoot the breeze and yell like, you can call me Mary, but friends actually call me, I don't know, Mariana, because it all originated in my childhood when parents took me over to some, you know, cinema, and there I met my little friends, and there were. So the problem is that the examiner can and may assess your speaking only after they say, now in this first part I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself, like this one but paraphrased. Before this, prior to this, they may not. So, you know, you wanna maybe demonstrate that you can speak English, but you only irritate the examiner because he or she hears this nonsense 30 or 40 times a day. That's why in this part number 0, please be brief. You can call me Metro. Okay, so then they say, may I see your identification, something like that. Yeah, okay, you say, here you are. Okay, nothing more, you see. And then when they say, now in this first part I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself, let's talk about paying bills, like in this case. Yeah, now what kinds of bills do you have to pay? Oh, this is a clear signal that you should express yourself fully and speak a lot. Every test of English, at least those that I know, which include speaking part, encourage you to speak a lot. I have never heard that for speaking little you are rewarded, apart from this administrative introduction part, you see. So please remember about this and don't vex your examiner, because you can outdo yourself and this will influence, as I have told you, your score. Treat the expression of the face of the interviewer philosophically, because you will never guess their attitude to you based on their countenance, based on their face expression. It's impossible. My students told me a lot of times that The examiner seemed very angry and taciturn, and such a rigid man, tough guy. And then when they got the results for speaking, they got more than they had expected. And vice versa, the examiner was very helpful, smiling all the time, and then when the results came, they saw that, honestly, they were deserving more, at least half a point. And very often that half a point influences your overall score and determines whether you have to retake the test or not, you see. So yes, never just look at him or her and remember that they are your friend, but never try to guess their attitude to you because of the face expression. Okay, my friends, if you need urgent assistance, please write to me. Remember about this administrative, as I call it, part number 0. Don't torment your examiner with excessive redundant talk. Here it's out the window, it's even detrimental to your success. We will continue in the following lessons to discuss this part. Okay, wish you success at IELTS, Duolingo, TOEFL, and see you in our next lesson.